Outer Orange.
Alright fam, welcome to a chill video. No crazy meta, no analysis. We're just vibing and opening a bunch of cards. Anyway, let's go ahead and open it up. Big shout outs to 50 cards as per usual for basically getting this for me. Alright, I have opened the first part of the package. Look at all those cards. Again, big shout outs to 50 cards for all this. Alright, woo-wee, wow, I got a super box. I haven't actually seen one of these yet. This is so much. It was gonna be so much fun to open, but I've never gotten a big one of these. I didn't even know they had a big version of these. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll open up this one first and kind of just go down the line. So this is every single nation along with all the regalias pieces, like all the crayon mental stuff as well. So this is kind of everything. We'll be able to see the full box, like basically anything you could possibly get in this one. So it's gonna be kind of an interesting one to open, I feel like. So let's see what we got. So we have these are the orders I've been talking about that every nation's getting. They're all grade 2s and they're all just different in their own way. This is the Gandiva support, so this guy's actually pretty good. He also works with Dragon Empire, but oh sorry, the Dragon Tree deck. And then I've seen people run this one, so it lets you find a Scarlet Flame or a Mask of Hydrogen from among them, and you discard it and choose one opponent's rear guards and retire it. So I've seen some people run 2 copies of this. Here we have the little Salamander guy. This is for the Cathy Blaze deck. We have some more mask cards. So this one, if you have a grade 3 or greater mask, you can so blast as you get spots 5k, and then if you have a mask of hydrogen, if you use so blast that mask of hydrogen, use many points for your guard to retire it. This one, retire mechanic. And then this one is the top 5 searcher for glitter that every single nation got. I only got one because I actually already have quite a few of these. I just didn't want to I didn't want to take away from other people's experience with this, so I just only picked up one because I only need one, but ideally I would have been 4. We got the Momoke tokens. This is for Aroa. This card's really, really good, so just a good pickup for Aroa players out there. Got the Regalias piece as well, so that's pretty good Regalias piece. I will say it's not the most broken thing ever. I think people kind of overestimate this card, but it is a good way to unbrick yourself if you're bricking, so there's that. And then we also back here have Bellicosity, so for those people that are Overlord players, or you like Vermilion, this card's really good actually. The draw 2 to put a card into soul is actually pretty broken considering it's an energy blast as well. So I feel like this card's going to see a lot of play, even in premium side of things. I don't see a world where this card isn't played because it's just really, really strong. This is a really good card. I think this makes Overlord a lot better and more consistent too. And like I said, it's basically free. You can't deny it since it's an energy blast card. I said premium, but I realized premium can't have access to energy, but it can definitely be used in standard. Here is some more. These are the Stride DRGs got reprinted. I highly recommend picking these up while they're not expensive. These are so good, no matter what nation you're playing. They're just really good. So if you're playing a nation you want to use them on, I would highly recommend picking them up while they're cheap right now. Gandiva masks. This is just different Gandiva. It almost plays identical to the old one, but now you just have more access to retire. And you can go second, but and still kind of go first with the Persona Ride, which is very important for a deck like Gandiva because you were always a turn 2 slow if you went second, but now you kind of have a way to deal with that. It's really good. And then we have the new Vermilion. I don't know if I'll be playing this because I don't even have the old Vermilion, nor do I have any of the cards for it, but I did pick it up just in case I decide to pick up the deck. I am trying to be better about Dragon Empire knowledge since I'm kind of crap at it. So here's Vermilion for those guys that like that. We got the Tamariura card. I'm not too sure if she's played or not. She seems kind of okay, but if you're a Tamariura player, you got your order for that. Got the new fronts. These are definitely a big deal. A lot of decks are running these, including Gandiva as well. I've seen people run it at like 2 copies. These are the ones you can put into slow if you guard with them. I've seen plenty of decks kind of start going into these. The only downside to these is you're cutting back on crits and kind of risky. Depending on the deck you're on. Some decks have inherent crits, so it doesn't matter, but some decks don't. This one's I think is discarded. When discarded by Ride Phase, you can put into Soul, and then second effect is another Cathy Blaze effect. I don't know anything about the Cathy Blaze deck, so I'm not gonna really go into something I don't know. Got the Mask Searcher. These are the new Mask Searchers. They're absolutely broken. You can now run both technically. I've seen Gandiva players run both as well. But yeah, this card's absolutely insane. It also binds itself, which is perfect for a deck like Gandiva. And we have the Vermilion card. This card's actually really good too. So if you're a big Vermilion enjoyer, you'll probably like this card as well. And then we have I love these cards as well. These are the new non-G zone but only clan specific cards. I went in my what to buy, I went on a whole rant about these cards. Some people are like, oh well, you can only really play with a couple decks, but still they're just really, really good. I think these cards are really, really good. So I think if new encounters come out or anything, these will be really useful. I think as more encounters come out, these will come up a lot later on in the game, and I think we shouldn't underestimate that. I have Fafnir. I did pick up Fafnir. I don't Not gonna lie, after trying it out, I'm not the biggest fan. This deck basically plays like any other restanding deck, but just has to work really hard for it, and I feel like the upsides isn't that great. But I think as a casual deck, not too bad. It's not too bad. It has a lot of pressure, and now having another Fafnir makes it a lot stronger. But I definitely think this is more of a casual deck, but I definitely think it's a fun casual. So there's that. Next we have the other stack. So here we have, again, the grade 3 Stride. Stride discards, again, very, very broken. Highly recommend picking them up. They have yet to see a world where these haven't been used in almost every nation. I think the only one that hasn't really been used too much is Keter. But every other nation has been abusing these. Like, Dark States use these. You use these for Jeweled as well. And then the other one, like, Nubatama uses them. And then the Stoicheia one is used in both Premium and Standard. So definitely try to grab them. Got the new Jet. Also, Jet uses these. Got the new Jet version. This is Chronos Command, a very, very popular unit for those that played G era back in the day. So definitely a card for you that's in here. Got the new Chaos card. This card's very, very okay, but it's still something. Still support the fronts, the Dark States fronts. Got the new Draw card. This card's pretty okay actually. I faced into it. It's actually not too bad. I don't know if it's worth running, but when on Saturday I played into Jet and barely won. I was playing Maroa, but because I was fast enough, I just barely broke through. But yeah, it came up. At first I read the first part where Chrono Dragon. I was like, wait, hold up, you're not a Chrono Dragon. And then I read Press, and I was like, okay, so you can counterblast and draw a card on turn 2, basically. So it lets you draw early, which is really nice. And then we have the new, this guy's pretty cool. This is the card that's meant for the glass deck. And what's cool about it is that it protects your bind for a turn, which is very useful. So now you can basically play without having to fear the Shojoji matchup as much, because that was basically this deck's worst matchup. I think there's a light or a world where this deck might actually have some surface. Actually, I think it actually might withstand now. So and now we're going into DP here, or this is Brandt. So this is Glory Maker. This card's really, really, really good, actually. So this is meant for Dayusha. It's a very, very good card. I highly recommend grabbing it. Really useful in Messiah. Like, they're actually nuts in Messiah. They're like basically a 4-0. So grab these if you haven't. And then we have the new Messiah as well. He's kind of okay. He's not terrible by any means, but I wouldn't say it's broken either. I think the fact that you get to unlock all your stuff and get to have power off of it, lock your opponent's stuff's pretty good. It depends on the deck you're facing. There's some decks, if they give you too many cards on the board, this card's insane. It also depends on when they give it to you, because early on this card doesn't do much, but mid to late game it starts kind of applying pressure as you get through. So there's that. Got the Ava card. This is good for basically Ava. I probably need to try Ava again. I actually haven't had the time to try Ava, but it's probably going to be on my to-do list because I really like the art. I actually watched the artist draw this like on Twitter. It was really cool to watch. So there's that. And then we have the Brandt front triggers as well. These are very useful for Brandt for Messiah, especially. Might be a couple other decks out there that might find use in this, so probably gonna want these, especially if we're playing Messiah. This is the card for Arms. This card actually isn't bad, so I'm gonna have to try this out in my Arms deck and see how it performs well. So if you're into the Silhouette deck, this is for you. Weighted Battler, this is for Messiah. She's a really good, useful unit. She lets you basically have an additional lock, which is very important. Keeps the deck a little bit more consistent. Got the new Robo for Dayusha. It has shield and lets you get cards out. And for some reason, he has Magia on his abilities. Keter, this is for, again, for the one nation, for the one clan, one nation stuff. This can come up, but I think this card's actually really, really good. This is Coco. I think she's good. You could play her in a couple decks, including PPO, and yeah. I think there's a world where you'd probably really like having this card. So again, a really good searcher. We have the new Cerulean, so a lot of people are really excited about this guy because he's like one of the better decks from this set, and so I think this is a very underrated deck right now. Even though on release it wasn't underrated, and people were talking about like crazy, like when they first printed the effect, and then it got really quiet after that. And even in JP, like you saw people were like kind of throwing their deck with all this stuff, and then it just gets really quiet like the second half. So we'll see how this deck performs on our end. Got the new, this one I'm really excited for, Gramgrace. I think of the two between Fafnir and Gramgrace, this is definitely the better deck right now. This deck is actually pretty decent. It makes numbers really well. The crit on both the rear guards is actually, the rear guard and hit in this, this unit and the unit it picks gets the crit, which is a really, really big bonus to this deck. The Persona Ride being front row back row, having the multi-attack extension, getting to draw. I think this added a lot of pressure to this deck. Your opponent can't just feasibly guard. They have to be careful how they guard, especially since the Vanguard has a crit. So I do think this is definitely the better of the two. Here's the Stride crits for good old Keter as well. This one's probably the lesser interested one, but you know, you could still pick it up even for later usage. It might come up, you never know. Got Thegris, so if you're a big Thegris enjoyer, her order is here. We got the fronts. These are going to be very useful for us aggravating players, but who knows? I don't know. I tried this deck, I tried to make it work. It was pretty rough. We got the Mask Searcher, a very, very, very good card. I'm very, very excited about this. This is also this is the exact same one as the one that we saw in Dragon Empire. I can't wait for these to come out for everyone. They're really good. Got the new Undercover card. I am in the middle of testing this deck, and it is pretty interesting with this card. I will say this card is not my favorite card in the world. I don't think it necessarily makes the deck any better or worse, but it definitely adds consistency since it's an Undercover unit. It's another Searcher in the deck as well. And now we're going into Stoicheia territory. Yay, my favorites. So this is Cutlass. I absolutely love this card. I am very excited. I'm just mad I can't play it in the deck it's supposed to be for, because it's such a pretty Cutlass too. Basically, you can draw off of it, and then you can also counter charge. So it's going to be mainly for Maelstrom. So those Maelstrom players out there are going to love this card. It's also just a really, really pretty art. Absolutely love this one. And back here, speaking of Maelstrom, we have him back here lying around. So here's Maelstrom. 7 attack deck, basically. But yeah, the setup's really brutal, so you have to play this deck very carefully. This deck's really cool. It is so much harder to play now than it was in the past, which is a good thing and a bad thing. You basically have to set up more carefully, have to play more carefully, but it's a really fun deck. I think this is like a very strong tier 2 going into... It's like a strong tier 2 deck. I think it's actually very viable. But alongside with it, there's also Aroa. I think this deck's a little bit better because of the hand. It also has Retire Manipulation along with Guard Restrict, but Aroa can be a little bit faster. So there's that. Aroa itself, so here's Aroa. I just tested this deck on Saturday some more. It was really, really fun. Really fun to play. Just a little bit of a hand issue, but the effects on these are actually really, really cool. I do like the way this deck works with having the time ability. Also, this deck got insanely consistent. It's actually really hard to break under it now. Like, the biggest issue now is the fact they have like a 4 to 5 card hand. We have Enlargiv, absolutely insane card. I've talked about it so many times. Please pick it up. Got the Aroa. I actually really like this card. I kind of dicked on it early on, but I actually think this card's really, really good. I didn't realize it went to Soul, and you can play it on turn 2. So on turn 2, you can Soul, grab whatever you want from your hand, and it's really useful because it does check for all glitters. Some people are on the Squirrel, but she's top 5. She also goes into Soul if you hit, so the only difference is she has 5k shield and this doesn't, so I do think that's a big difference, but that's about the only difference. Got the fronts. These will come up probably, so you should probably grab these while you can. I can see a world where we're going to end up using those. We got the new Codex. I believe this is Codex. Yeah, this is the Straha card. This one that when something stands equal to soul, gift the draw card, gives something power. I think Straha is actually pretty good. The deck can be very, very brutal. And very, very painful, especially if you're playing a deck with a low card hand like I tend to. There's these, and then we have the new Mythiarch. This card's very okay, but it is a Searcher. You see, it searches on turn 2 as well, so you can basically top 5, grab something that's not itself. And if you reveal a card, choose a card from hand, you put into Soul. So you basically get to put Soul in. The downside is like if you reveal something, you have to put something into Soul. So, but you get to choose it. And then we have the other Aquaforce Maelstrom support. This card is a swapping card. It searches. You get to put a card from hand to Soul, which is support because then you have Maelstrom's effects go off. It looks like this box was so big that you actually have to double protect it. Here we have some Codex supports. This is all Stoicheia stuff. More Stoicheia stuff. This checks for Straha as well. You can discard a card from hand to search your deck for a Codex. Oh. This is pretty good, actually. I feel like the deck wants that. And then we have the token one. This one's when something's being attacked, you can retire her. This is the Squirrel Girl I was talking about, the one that you can use instead of the top 7 for Aroa. And we have the new order cards as well. These are also pretty good. And then we have the new... This guy is pretty interesting. This is the 18k. It cannot be called unless it's to a rear guard with a token on it, which is also really good. Interesting. It's a big beater. It's like a good one of basically. And this one says you can choose a tier Vanguard. You have plus 5k when it attacks, so it's like pseudo like Maelstrom support. And then we have some. This is the every nation got one of these. It's like when it's retired, you get to Silvest and draw a card by your opponent's abilities. And then this was when you retire, just gets 5k. We have Energy Blast for the boost. Every nation got one of those too. Get this. So this is the Energy Blast 3, gets 5 plus 5k. Other nations got that as well. And then we have the Dragon Tree Protector, and this little beater back here. The rest this card and choose one unit to get plus 10k power. I've seen some people run this just as like an extra beater for early on, so there's that. All right, and then we have the booster for Dimensional Robo. Then we have the discard an order card to draw a card. And gets plus 5k for each grade of the card discards. It's actually not too bad. A little bit of draw power there. We have the Retire Silvest draw guy. We have the order zone has this X amount of X amount of orders, you can basically energy blast and choose maybe points attacking rear guards and give it. Okay, it's on guard circle. It's like one of those weird cards. Got the energy blast to boost dude as well. I'm going through these a little faster because most of them are about the same. This one's pretty interesting. When this unit attacks while boosted, if any player has a lock card or your order zone has a set order, the energy blast throughout your front row gets plus 5k to the turn. This is cool. It's just the 8k, but it's a really good card. I can see a card being played in the future. The front row is pretty good. More power buffing, energy. That's the dragon one, and then we have the energy blast 3 for the 5k. Got the soul blast to check top 5. This is back into Keter land, so check top 3 and you get to call a card that's equal to or less than Vanguard. Got the this is the cerulean support, so this is also the same aspect of soul blast to check top 5, check top 7 to find something, and then you get to basically grab it and then discard. And then we have more cerulean support, so a little restander to help with cerulean. And then this is the guy, this is the one, the weird grade 3 units that's it like checks for grade 3s. I think it's meant for Grand Grace. Got the glitter searcher. This is the top 5 glitter searcher, goes into soul. Got the again the retired to soul blast and draw. We have the boost guy, the energy blast to give boost, and then we have this one's pretty interesting. When this unit when during the battle this unit attacked while your opponent would call cards from hand, they must call 2 or more. They must call a number of cards equal to the unit's crit at the same time. So that's interesting. So if he has a really high crit, you have to call X amount of cards for that. So that's kind of interesting. It's not gimmicky, but it is interesting. At the end of turn, if your drive check reveals trigger, you may return this unit to hand. So a little bouncer. Dragon Tree Shield guy. Energy Blast Energy Blast to get the 5k, and then plus 5k, and if you do, put this into soul. So you can basically give it power, and then it will go with souls. If you want more soul cards for Aggravating, that's the card to go to. So we have the same grade 3 with the soul blast to draw if your opponent kills it, and then energy blast for the boost. And then we have this one's different. Oh, it's a calf blaze. Sorry, I don't know much about calf blaze. Calf blaze dude. If there are a total of 5 or more cards in your and your opponent's bind zones, this unit gets plus 10k shields. That's interesting. I guess that would be for Vermilion mainly. And then it says when this unit boosts, this is the energy blast to get the power. The energy blast 3 more times. And this one says once Vanguard's great, your opponent has no rear guards, it gets plus 10k. So it's a little 18k if you meet the conditions. This is the Dragon Tree Shield guy. Got the Dark States. This card's actually really good. Look at top 5. Choose up to 1 card from among them, play on the soul, and then shuffle your deck. This is really good. I really like this card a lot. It's for Dark States. Got the extra power. If your opponent's great, it gets plus 5k. Then we have this guy right here. This is the glitter top 5 searcher, good for chaos mainly. And then this is if your Vanguard attacks 2 more times, choose one of your Vanguards. It gets plus 5k power to the turns, so just a little buffer. And then we have another. If your opponent is a guard circle, if you have 8 or more cards in your soul in this unit, will be retired from guard circle. You put it in soul and you get plus 10k. So that's actually not too bad. It sucks as energy. I was about to say this could be really good at premium, but it's energy. Never mind. But it's actually not bad. That's 15k shield there. So, all right, let's get through this last little stack we have left, which is right here. So we have the soul blast to draw for Dark States. Got a counter blast using on units. It gets plus 5k. If you have like a certain soul threshold, we got the boost guy for Dark States. It's plus 50k power. When this unit attacks a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, it's soul blast 3. Oh, so it's a plus 15, so it's a 3k beater, but you have to soul blast 3 for it. So that sounds kind of painful. Dragon Tree, Shield Protector. This unit associates one of your opponent's back row rear guards or retires a little back row rear guard. Interesting. At the end of battle, it boosted. Cool. And then we have the little energy blast guy. This card's really good. Randomly fell into Brandt, but this is a really good card. It's another searcher. It goes into soul, but you can recursion it back. And then this is the order zone, little shield guy. And last but not least is this is the glitter searcher for Dark States. Sorry, I confused it with no for Brandt. Sorry, this looks like a Dark States card, but it's Brandt. And that's basically it. So that's everything from set 6, literally. Quite literally all of set 6. I would say my favorite. I want to give you guys like my favorite art. I think my favorite art is actually gonna be this guy. I think this card's just really cool. It's between this or Gandiva maybe. I don't actually know. I know it's just a sword, but he just looks so cool. The sword just looks really cool. But alright guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoy that. Like I said, I try to keep it more chill, more relaxing, more of just a vibe video for y'all. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll be definitely building a lot. I have a lot to go through here. I already have Messiah and Gandiva ready. I just have to literally add the cards in, and then those 2 decks will be complete. Messiah is the easiest to upgrade because it just has like a couple of differences. And then Gandiva is just not too bad either. It just has mainly the new Gandiva and then the new Great Team Mask, and that's basically it. That's the main part, and then you just have to adjust ratios. But tell me below what you're building and what you're excited for. I think this set's really fun. I guess it's a really fun set, and I can see a future where a lot of the cards in here are actually going to skyrocket in price over time. It's just one of those sets where it's kind of being like underestimated right now, but I can see a future where it gets more expensive, especially the mask searchers. I see a future where those will go up. In the fronts, I can see a world where those go up too. And the encounter cards. I know some people are kind of iffy about the encounter cards, like it's these cards. Cards right here. The every nation got one of these. But I see a world where these are actually going to get very, very needed at some point. And that's not gonna be now. It's definitely gonna take some time. As we get more encounters, these are gonna come more and more. So like I said, come up for your nation while you can. There might be an encounter you like if you're a big fan of, like, I don't know, like Azel or something, pick up the Keter one. You never know. I'm like, so so yeah, on that, guys, peace out. Thank you so much for watching. Again, shout out to 50cards.shop. Check him out. He did all this for me. He organized it all, made it all nice and sweet for me, so that way I could play the game. So 50cards.shop, code orange if you need anything. Use my code to save yourself some money. We're leaving BCS and going into Worlds and Summerfest meta, so there's something to look forward to. You can start setting up for your teams and you're gonna need decks. We're gonna be in set 7 meta at that point, but some of these decks are still gonna be viable going into the new set, especially set 5, unless we had a ban list. I don't know, we'll see. But for the time being, everything's viable, so go have fun, enjoy. And all that, guys, stay positive, stay great. Peace out. Bye.